Everyone thinks cults operate in the shadows. They're catastrophically wrong. They can build an entire city, in plain sight, in the American West. A place where spiritual enlightenment mingled with armed guards, where free love coexisted with forced sterilizations. This is the story of Rajneeshpuram, an experiment in utopia that descended into bioterrorism. Our story begins not in Oregon, but in India, with a philosophy professor named Chandra Mohan Jain. He became known as Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh, a charismatic figure who preached a unique blend of spiritualism, capitalism, and radical sexual freedom. His early ashram in Pune, India, attracted thousands of Western seekers. But as his following grew, so did controversy. Indian authorities became wary of the ashram's activities, its wealth, and the sheer number of foreign devotees. Rajneesh needed a new home, a place where his vision could manifest without interference. The American dream, it seemed, called to him. In 1981, Rajneesh and his inner circle, led by his formidable secretary Ma Anand Sheela, purchased a 64,000-acre ranch in rural Wasco County, Oregon. This vast, desolate landscape, once a working cattle ranch, would soon be transformed into a city, a utopia for his followers, the sannyasins. The scale of their ambition was staggering. They built roads, a dam, an airstrip, restaurants, a shopping mall, and thousands of homes. The sannyasins, dressed in shades of orange and red, worked tirelessly, fueled by their devotion to Bhagwan and the promise of a new world. They even created their own municipal corporation, incorporating it as the city of Rajneeshpuram. This move, designed to assert legal autonomy, immediately put them on a collision course with the existing residents of Wasco County and the state of Oregon. The local population, predominantly conservative ranchers and farmers, viewed the influx of thousands of orange-clad spiritualists with suspicion and alarm. Cultural clashes were inevitable. The sannyasins' open sexuality and communal living challenged every local norm. Tensions escalated dramatically. The Rajneeshis began to bus in homeless people from around the country, registering them to vote in Wasco County. The goal was clear: to gain political control of the county and solidify their power base. This audacious strategy met fierce resistance. The existing residents formed groups to oppose the cult, fearing a complete takeover. The stakes were no longer just about land use, they were about the very fabric of local democracy. As external pressure mounted, the internal dynamics of Rajneeshpuram grew increasingly authoritarian. Ma Anand Sheela consolidated power, becoming the de facto leader, controlling access to Rajneesh, who often remained silent and secluded. The commune, once seemingly utopian, began to resemble a police state. Armed security forces patrolled the perimeter. Surveillance was widespread. Dissidents were isolated, intimidated, and in some cases, allegedly poisoned or forced out. The most chilling chapter of Rajneeshpuram's story unfolded in 1984. Fearing they would lose critical county elections, Sheela and her associates devised a sinister plan to incapacitate voters in the nearby town of the Dalles. They spread salmonella bacteria in salad bars and other public places, hoping to sicken enough people to prevent them from voting. Over 750 people fell ill, with 45 requiring hospitalization. It was the first and largest bioterror attack in U.S. history. The bioterror attack was a turning point. Federal investigators, initially focused on immigration violations, now had a clear criminal act to pursue. The web of deceit and control began to unravel. The dream of Rajneeshpuram was crumbling. Ma Anand Sheela, facing mounting legal pressure, fled the country in September 1985. Rajneesh, finally breaking his public silence, denounced her, accusing her of arson, attempted murder, and the salmonella attacks. Shortly after, Rajneesh himself was arrested on immigration fraud charges. He eventually pleaded guilty to 2 counts and was given a suspended sentence, fined, and deported from the United States. His grand experiment was over. The city of Rajneeshpuram was dismantled. Buildings were torn down, the land eventually sold. Today, little remains of the grand vision, a stark reminder of how quickly utopian dreams can sour into nightmares of control and criminality. The Rajneeshpuram experiment serves as a chilling case study in the dangers of unchecked power, charismatic leadership, and the destructive potential when a community becomes isolated and antagonistic towards the outside world. It's a story of ambition, manipulation, and the enduring vulnerability of human nature when confronted with the promise of ultimate truth. The scars of Rajneeshpuram remain a dark chapter in American history. Next, we'll delve into another community that sought to build its own rules, with equally devastating consequences.